Good evening, Colonel and Mr. Big listeners. We're coming to you from our famous studios in Tomah, Wisconsin, and Cicero, Indiana this evening on a Sunday evening. We're coming to you a little late this week, recording this anyway. We both had very busy weekends, and we're trying to find a time before Mike leaves. We'll talk about that here in a little bit, and he's got a busy week coming up, as do I. So hopefully we'll be able to get this in tonight and then come at you again maybe next weekend also. So thank you for listening. And how you doing, Colonel?
It was one of those days, Tommy. I don't know if I'm shitting or going blind. So I've been running all over. Probably put a couple 100 miles on the truck today and didn't go outside a 20-mile radius. So
And
busy
it's a
day.
Sunday.
Busy day.
After 60 on Sundays, you're not supposed to do anything. You're just supposed to take leisurely drives through the country and.
That'd be nice.
All right,
All
let's
good,
start
though.
off with one of our famous sponsors. What do you got there, Colonel?
Yeah, Trailview Meats, Cody Wasson, located a couple of miles outside of Elroy on Highway 71. Cody's got all sorts of ground beef, roast, steaks. I've got it here right in front of me. I was looking for it. Ground beef, steaks, roasts, briskets, ribeyes, porterhouse T-bones, sirloins, New York strips, tenderloins. We buy his ground beef in 1-pound packages. He also sells them in 2-pound packages, and he can also sell you patties. And like we've said each week, Tommy, his meat, his cattle, you know what's being fed to them, and there's nothing better. Nothing's being injected, nothing's being, no steroids, all that type of stuff. You see his cattle out in the fields when you drive by, and it's just quality, superior meat. So if you're looking for meats, it's farm-raised beef by the whole, half, quarter, or by the pound. And you can contact Trailview Meats, Cody Wasson, located a couple miles outside of Elroy, or get a hold of Tom and me, and we can put you in touch with Cody. Good stuff.
Good stuff, really good stuff. Certainly a good sponsor and has great products. We don't advertise nothing but great product on here, so but they've been with us for quite a while, and let's get into bike trail sports, Mike. We got a lot of sports going on. I don't know. There's not much going on at the high school level, but I got a few little bit to talk about. And anything going on at Royal?
Nothing at Royal, but I did want to mention FIFA, the World Cup that's going on with the U.S. winning on Friday night 4-1 over Paraguay. And then today I was just checking the scores. Germany trounced. They won 7-1. The Netherlands and Japan ended up in a tie, and there's a couple of games on tonight. So I've been reading a lot about the World Cup, and a lot of fans that are in the U.S. are extremely happy with and just amazed at how we live over here. And it's bringing in a ton of money, and it's an exciting sport, especially as they get down to the qualifying rounds and see who moves on. So the U.S. looked good. I watched them the other night. They look really good. So we'll see how far they get. But nothing in Royal Sports, but I wanted to talk about the World Cup a little bit.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it, and it's amazing. I guess the viewership, I guess there's 19 million people watching that thing, which is unbelievable for a sporting event in the United States. But if you look around, there's bars having watch parties all over the world, not over the country, but all over the world. It's just amazing. And, people over in Europe and South America and those places, they're used to that. England, they do that all the time. But over here, it's something very unusual for us. So it's getting more popular, but soccer is unbelievable across the world.
I saw where the viewership worldwide, for all the matches, we're in the billions. Yeah. Viewership's in the billions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It's nuts. We've got a football scrimmage tomorrow here at Hamilton Heights High School. Kokomo High School is coming in, and Terre Haute North for a football scrimmage. I think they go 7-on-7, and they'll go for 4 hours tomorrow. So I'm not sure. I think they play one school's offense, plays another school's defense, and they kind of move it around. So it's amazing that football is going now. And then I saw today, this morning, I was looking on my phone that the local girls' high school team is competing in some tournament down in Indianapolis. So it's, I guess during the summer, high school sports are allowed to get together now. And so they're certainly doing that as the summer winds on. And realistically, here we are, what is it, June the 14th. The school here Starts July 31st for, Noblesville High School, which is not that far away, which is nuts. I mean, it's crazy, but
Crazy.
kids don't get much of a summer vacation anymore, but, NCAA baseball, man, it's exciting. I love to watch College World Series. It's just some really not good, exciting games going on. There's been some eliminations. I got off of work today and came home and took a little nap, and then, Penny and I went and did some errands, and then I sit down to watch Troy and, Ole Miss, which is an elimination game, and it was 6-2. Ole Miss was ahead, and so I turned it, and, I actually fell asleep in the recliner, and I just woke up before this and hell, Troy's ahead 12-8, and it looks like they're probably gonna win 12-8, so
It's
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 just an
final.
amazing
They
time out
won.
there, and then they did win 12-8, okay,
Yep.
which is
Yep.
great for them. It's first time here, and then West Virginia, North Carolina, another elimination game plays tonight, and, uh, let's see, Oklahoma won 9-0, and Georgia beat Texas, so Georgia and Oklahoma's in the winners bracket, so it'll be interesting. It goes on all this week, so it's a fun time out in Omaha, and, brings a lot of people out there. I'll tell you, the stands have been packed. Been unbelievable.
Yep. It looks like Alabama and Texas play tomorrow at 1 o'clock my time, Central Time, and then Georgia and Oklahoma play. Or they play. These are double elimination round games at 6 o'clock tomorrow night, Central Standard Time.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, good
So
time.
it's getting a fun time. So it's 5 SEC teams in the final 8, which is kinda crazy. But they play baseball all year round down there, so it's kinda, you can
Yeah.
kinda understand that. And then, NIL now is actually in SEC is going into baseball. Some of those guys are making some decent money. So it's MLB. I'm happy to say my Yankees are in first place, game and a half up. It's some excitement the last couple of days. They've had a ninth inning home runs that kind of won the game for them. So it's good that they've been playing well. They're 7-3 in the last 10 games. Injuries just still plague them. John Carlos Stanton was supposed to come back, and he's complaining about his damn thigh again or knee or whatever in the hell it is. It's just amazing that he only plays probably about 80 games a year. And then, of course, Judge is out till August, and Max Fried, one of our best pitchers, is out till July. But despite all the injuries, they're playing well as a team, and they're in first place. And glad to see that. And the Brewers are doing pretty well too.
They are. They're 17 over. They shut out the Phillies again today, or I guess today, 4-0. And Cheerio's been on a tear lately, hitting some home runs. And overall, the Brewers are only 2 games off the best record in baseball behind Atlanta. I do want to mention let me check the scores here real quick. The Colorado Rockies. Now, the Brewers just played the A's, the Athletics, out in Las Vegas, and that place out there is a launching pad. Well, today the Rockies are there, and they're winning 23-9. It's just
Oh my
unbelievable, the
god.
scoring that happens out there. The first game the Brewers played out there were 11 home runs and 34 hits, I believe, and I'm just looking through right now, and it's just
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
home run after home run. It's crazy. 23-9. Yep.
Now is the new baseball stadium, going in
No, it's
Vegas,
the
or are still
it
playing in
it is.
Sacramento?
No, they're playing in
Yeah, they play
Vegas.
in
They're playing at the
Sacramento.
AAA ballpark, and, the, Major League Stadium, I
Oh,
think, will be
okay,
done in
okay.
a year or 2. Yep, yep. But
Yeah,
the air is
okay,
so
so they're
thin
probably
and
wanting to play
dry
there
and
to get the
windy.
fans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep,
yeah, it's gonna
yep.
be that'll be a nice stadium to play in once it looks like stadium's gonna be unbelievable. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanna go out there. Definitely.
You were just out there.
Happy birthdays? I mean, when the stadium's done, I wanna go back up.
Oh, okay, okay.
I want to
Yeah,
see the
let's
new
talk about
stadium.
happy birthdays. You got a couple birthdays on here you wanna talk about?
Well, I just thought it was cool. Brandon Lee, who's a listener, had a birthday a couple of days ago, and I was checking Facebook, and Nate Pfaff he must have contacted Brett Favre. I know some of these celebrities and stars and sports figures, you can pay them to do this, but he had on he must have somehow got in contact with Brett Favre's website or whatever. But Brett came on and did a happy birthday for Brandon Lee, and it was probably 2, 3, 4 minutes long. And Nate must have sent in some
No
stuff
kidding.
about Brandon, and Brett did a really, really nice roll up for Brandon's birthday, and I just thought that was pretty cool to see him do that, and it seemed very
I wonder how you
personable.
do
So
that.
I know Jacob did it for Link for his birthday for some YouTubers that Link watches. So they have, you can pay him, anywhere from like 40, $50 up to a few hundred, and I'm sure Brett wasn't cheap. So you can pay these guys to wish a loved one a happy birthday and whatever, Merry Christmas, all that type of stuff. So yeah, it's
I
pretty
wonder how
neat.
you get in touch with them though. Is there a website or something you can get on to find that
Yeah.
stuff to do that or
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you Google
huh?
it, it'll
I'll
bring
have
up all these celebrities
yeah,
and
I'll
then
have
you
to
pick
do
one.
that.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I got a happy birthday. I know you're going to be gone, but your birthday's next Saturday. I wish you an early happy birthday, and that's also Penny and I's anniversary. We'll be married 36
Right.
years next Saturday, and so happy birthday to you, Colonel, and then like I said, the happy
Yeah,
anniversary to
happy
my wife,
anniversary.
and we'll be
Gonna get
celebrating.
some?
And then well, if she gets any, it'll be some. It won't be much. It might be some, but it won't be much. It's nowadays. Nowadays. It's not much at all. It's a. She might get a inkling of a chubby or something. Just a little something. But no, you know what? I can still go down there and do my duty. So I can. I'm not. I'm old. We're going to talk about being old, but I still got. As long as I don't get a Charlie horse in the tongue, once in a while that happens too. That hurts like hell too. So,
That's awesome.
crazy. Speaking of
Yeah.
sex, our next sponsor. she wouldn't. She wouldn't want to hear that, would she?
No, she
She'd say,
wouldn't.
"Tom Williams, you're Tom Williams. You're a
Uh,
pig."
Healthy Prelude and Anna Smart and her business and her stuff that she sells up there. I'm gonna talk off the cuff about Anna and her product and where she's at. Her place burned down last year. We were just up there this past week for a massage, and absolutely there is nobody better. And you can attest to this too, Tommy, because you went to her for years. And you can find Anna's product and what she does. I know right now she's not taking new clients as far as massages, but please check out her products at www.thisshitsthebalm.com. She sells a lot of products to help with aches and pains and sunscreen and all that type of stuff. We buy a lot from her. I was talking to her. Her place is looking absolutely beautiful. I think they were putting on the flooring and painting, and she hopes to be in and utilizing the new shop next week. And then her husband has his business on the other side, but Anna should be up and running. And again, even though you can't, if you need a massage, you can contact Anna and she can point you in the right direction. But if you're looking for good, wholesome, organic, homegrown types of products to help with your aches and pains and any needs that you may have, check out www.thisshitsthebalm.com and she will get you the right stuff. Don't worry about all that crap that other places put into the stuff that you may need to make you feel better. So good stuff. Anna's a great person. We had a lot of laughs this week. We were laughing about stuff I don't even remember, but I had her laughing, and she's just an all around great person.
Yeah, the product's excellent. That Whoa Charlie, I've been using that quite consistently. My hands got a lot of arthritis in my hands, and it really helps. It's something you got to
Too
do
much
on a
of this?
consistent basis. You can't do it and just well, yeah, probably too much of that. I just, but well, not. It's only the two fingers though. It's just the thumb and the forefinger, that kind of gets cramped up. So I don't know. It's going crazy. But, hey, I was at the grocery store the other day, and I just noticed that as I was getting some milk, and I noticed they got pictures back on the milk cartons. They used to do that, and they're still got that done. So it got me thinking if uh, if a trans person goes missing, do they put their picture on a carton of half and half? Do they put their picture on a carton of half?
Oh, that's awesome. uh,
Okay, word of the day. It's not word of the day. Today it's beverage of the day. It's beverage of the day. Jill will appreciate this. The beverage of today is fuc-koff-ee. Fuc-koff-ee. It's a special brew made with a splash of no one cares, a pinch of bite me, and a dash of kiss my ass. Fuc-koff-ee.
might have to buy some of that.
Yeah, that's right.
Uh,
I don't know if they got that at your local coffee shop down there or not. I couldn't find it at Darkside. I went in there and said, give me some fuck-koff-ee," and they said, "What?" Well, we don't have a kernel conspiracy this week, but you got something you wanted to get off your chest there, Mike, right?
Actually, it's more of a good thing. Yeah, I had a conspiracy lined up, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to talk about this instead. Last Thursday night, there's a venue in Kendall called the Lumberyard, and it's the old lumberyard. The buildings were built back in the late 1800s, and obviously that's no longer there, but they kept the buildings up. And the Brando Hill family, Mary Jo Hill, and Kenny Brando and all the Brandos have turned it into a venue for, the end of May. They had Smokey and the Bandit. They showed that, and there was a nice turnout for that, and they served drinks and food and so on and so forth. It's outside. And this last Thursday, they did the Sound of Music sing along. The place was packed. They had to move it inside because during the day it was raining, but they moved it under this lean to where they used to keep boards back in the day. And there was a ton of people dressed up as nuns. There were a couple guys in the lederhosen. They gave away gift bags as you entered. So as the movie was going along, not only did you sing, but there were props inside there that you would use during the movie. It went from, we got there about 5:30, Jill and I did, and got over about 10 o'clock. They were serving German food in the back, and drinks and so on and so forth. It was just a great, great time. And so I wanted to give a shout out to these people because Kendall's a town of 500, and this family is trying to do something, and I think they're succeeding at bringing something unique to the area. People have had a blast, and they're hoping to do more movies in the future. They have bands that come there and sing, and you can sit outside and enjoy the weather and so on and so forth. So just a shout out to the Brando Hill family and what they're trying to do at Kendall at the Lumberyard. If you're on Facebook, check out The Lumberyard and subscribe or follow it and just see what they have going on. It's a great, great venue and a lot of fun for the community. So saw a lot of the older people from around Kendall and in the surrounding area that came out to enjoy it. So a lot of fun.
I saw some people singing on stage. Was that live? Did people sing live?
They have
Or was
bands
that
that come there
in the
live, but
movie? No,
but for the
during
sound
Sound
of
of Music, was
yeah,
that
they
just a
had
movie?
they showed the movie, but before the movie, they had some of the nuns come up and sing some of the songs, and they had a
Yeah, that's what I
violinist
thought.
there that,
Yeah,
that
some
was
of they
playing.
sounded
Yep.
pretty bad. I mean, they sounded pretty good. Not they sounded.
Yeah.
I mean, I
And
thought, man, that's great.
the
Now, do they
violinist was
charge to get
awesome.
in?
It
Do they charge to get
was,
in?
yeah, I think 4 tickets were like $20. So it was like $5 a ticket, something like that. 5 or 10, 5,
Well, it's
I think.
nothing. Yeah, but it
Yeah.
was crowded,
Yeah. Yeah.
so they
Very
had
good
a good
crowd. It was
crowd.
full.
Good, good,
Yep.
great.
Yep. I gave the suggestion of showing Animal House next and doing like a toga party. We'll see if that happens.
That'd be fun, wouldn't it? That would be
Hmm.
funny. I don't know though. Some of those Kindle people in togas, I don't know if I'd want to. That might be. Oh
Yep.
my goodness.
Good time.
Well, one of the segments we do on here is called Premature Interjections, and we I don't have many premature ejaculations anymore. If they are, they're dry, but whatever. It's one of those things. But we wanted to talk about there's some midterms, well, some primary elections going on, and this guy up in Maine. I don't know, Mikey. What do you think about this Spencer Pratt? This guy.
He's out in California,
Well, he's in
and
California. That's right. The guy in
yeah,
Maine. What's it? I forget his name. The Nazi guy
yeah,
in Maine.
yeah. I don't know, but Spencer, I
But
was
the
hoping would
California
win.
elections are crazy.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
that's total fraud. I mean, Spencer was running for the mayor of L.A. against that stupid Bass lady, and of course he was finished third, so he's out. They had the two Democrats that won, and surprisingly, the 43,000 votes that came in late, there happens to be 43,000 people in Skid Row. And some of the people in Skid Row that are homeless and on drugs are now approaching, people looking into this saying, yes, I was given drugs or I was paid to vote for Karen Bass or the other person, the other lady that's out
My
there.
God.
So total fraud. And I'm sure Newsom will do the same thing for the governorship. And it's just crazy. This is why we need that bill to pass where you have to show an ID. Mail-in ballots should not work. And they found some in
No.
dumpsters out there. So Yeah, it's
Again,
crazy.
it's ridiculous. Yeah, they gotta get
Yep.
something has to be done with that before the first elect I mean, the regular election 'cause,
Yep.
it's crazy. I saw on, I was looking the other day, there was a thing on and they were asking, I forget, it was one of these testimonies in front of Congress or something, and the Democrats was asking the guy, said, "Now, who won the 2020 election?" And whoever the guy was, I forget what they were testifying for, but the guy says, "Well, Joe Biden was declared the winner." And he said, "No, no, who won the election?" He says, "Well, all I can tell you is that Joe Biden was declared the winner. I'm not saying that Joe Biden won the election, but he was declared the winner." And this Democrat was going nuts over that thing. It's just, we don't want that to happen again. It's just crazy that it's going on. And we went down yesterday to Brown County, Indiana, which is southern Indiana, down the hills and the hollers. And with all the rain they had, it's beautiful down there. It's all the trees. I mean, everything's bloomed and everything. But a good buddy of mine, Dan Smith, and his wife, Ola, but Smitty is a diehard American. When you come in the state of Indiana, wherever you're coming in, there's a sign that says Indiana, childhood home of Abraham Lincoln. And he was totally responsible for getting those signs put on, as because he loves Abraham Lincoln. But he was talking about a lot of this stuff going on and everything in the elections, and he was talking about term limits yesterday, and he has a good point. He thinks president should get one term and it should be 6 years,
Hmm. Yep.
because that way the last 2 years of his term he's not campaigning to win the next election, basically. But which makes a lot of sense to me that you would do that, and also has some ideas on term limits for the senators and the congressmen and all that too. But we were talking, I mean, if you serve one term as a congressman, what is it, 6 years, 4 years, whatever it is, you're set for life. You have insurance for the rest of your life and you get a salary for the rest of your life, which is nuts. I mean, it's just crazy the amount of money that we spend. And I guess
Well,
Pelosi is done, and that crazy old guy from Kentucky, that Republican, he's done too. I guess he's not going to seek reelection either.
yeah, there's a lot of them that are getting out, but I agree. There should be 6-year term limit, one term for the president. There should be term limits for the congressman because that would eliminate the lobbyists. There should be a 10% flat tax. That way, if you're rich or poor, you're paying the same.
Yep.
Um, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. And I think cheating and the fraud has been going on both sides for forever. That's why we're 40 trillion in
Forever.
debt.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
kills me too, Tommy, is they were talking last week about how in like 4 or 6 years that they're going to have to cut Social Security back on people. It may run dry. But then the next news story, they're talking about how much money goes to the illegals and how much we're sending over to the Ukraine. I mean, not so much
Yeah.
now, but during the Biden term, it was like we just sent 600 billion to the Ukraine. And the next news story is we don't have enough for Social Security. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all. And of course, this SpaceX going an IPO, where Musk is going to become the first trillionaire. We were talking the other day. He could give every person in the United States $1 million and still never spend the remaining money that he has. Never,
Yeah.
ever. I mean, it's
Well,
just
a lot of his
amazing.
workers, current and former, are now millionaires
Well, yeah, without
from
question,
the
without
IPO.
question.
Yep.
But I had a friend of mine that I met with his financial advisor. He wanted to buy some SpaceX stock, and his financial advisor advised him not to, because most IPOs, you lose 30% of your investment the first year. So he said, said, "Why don't you wait a little bit until it's on the market and see how it does, and get in then." But it's amazing, a trillion. I can't imagine that amount of money, and I don't know why. More power to him. I mean, if the guy can be a trillionaire, be a trillionaire. I mean,
Yeah.
that's fantastic. But uh, I don't know how you could ever spend that kind of money. It's no way you could ever. I mean, you could, but and he's done a lot of good things with it. I mean, all right, you want to talk about well.
Yes. Just let me.
Let you rant for a little bit.
Yeah. Um, so we sold our farm, and the contingency was, to test the well. make sure everything's up to
Right.
code. Well, we had 5 different well drillers come. I met with 2 of them personally. The other 3, or I guess 4 of them, sent their bids in directly to the realtors. But the one guy that I called actually came, went down in well, let me back up. The first guy that came said the well needs to be abandoned because it's got a dirt floor. The second guy that came was the guy I called. He goes down into the pit, into the well, kicks about this much dirt around, realizes that it's cement, and says, "This well can be brought up to code." And he put his nose into the book, read the regs, and contacted the DNR to make sure they were good with it because the DNR has to bless off on it. And he said they can do it for, I'm just going to throw out, well, they can do it for about 7,000 less than the guys that literally came and looked into the pit and said, we need a new well. The second guy that came the day I was there, looked into the pit, never went down there. I told him it was cement. He said that doesn't matter. He's talking about drilling a new well, and then he goes to the basement and looks and says, all this wiring needs to be redone, blah, 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 blah. I can't imagine what his quote was. But it's just amazing. The guy that actually did the dirty work goes down in the well. His quote is $4,000. The guys that just look down there and don't even go down to look at it, and kick stuff around and look at things, they want anywhere from 11 to 16, 17,000. So it's just amazing. The guy that does the legwork is definitely the guy I trust. So hopefully everything works out with him. He's going to scope it next. He's going to put a camera down to make sure that the casing's good to go, and then go from there. But yeah, it's just
So
crazy.
who has to sign off on it? DNR has to sign off on it?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's crazy. So then once you do that, then you satisfied what the buyer wants you to do, basically?
Yeah. Yeah. And so Jill and I and, the well driller that I trust have all said, we'll bring it up to code. That's as much as we're going to pay. If the guy wants a new well, if the DNR says it's up to code, he wants a new well, then he can pay for the rest.
Right,
So
yeah,
we'll see what
yeah,
happens.
yeah. I mean, you said that you can drink water out of the faucet right there at the farm.
Oh,
I mean, can't you?
the, the water is incredible. The water's amazing. But there's some issues, that it does need to be brought up to code, which again we'll pay for. But I don't
Sure,
think we should have.
sure.
The guy that does the legwork is the cheapest guy. So
I mean, what's the realtor say is what are you looking at? A month, 6 weeks before you can close on the thing, or
we're supposed to close 2 July.
July 2nd?
Yep. Yep.
Really? Huh. Will that place for your mom and dad be ready by then?
Yeah. They're fixing up the bathroom. They're putting in a stepless shower insert, but otherwise she'll
Okay,
be ready to
yeah.
go. Yep.
And one floor, right? No basements, no stairs upstairs, no downstairs. Don't have to worry about steps, right?
Everything's on the first floor. There is a basement which they won't need to go down to, but
Your mom
they
might
can
want to
if
put her
they.
ball jars down there, though.
That's the plan.
It's amazing what old people accumulate. It's crazy. Uh, of course, when we left Wisconsin and sold that auction we had, man, there was so much junk, and now we still have. We have no intention. We're not going to move. But anyway, I go but through and check the checking account and all the credit cards, and I do that about twice a month just to make sure everything's in order and stuff. And so I gave Penny a scenario. I said, because I saw a house that we could probably make 60, $70,000. And I said, you know what, that's some pretty good traveling money. I said, we could sell a house and move over there. And she said, we're not selling. We're not selling. So today I get home and she says, hey, that condo's got an open house today. You want to go over and look at that condo? So we just went over and browsed. It was nothing that we would even consider, but we did walk through some new houses, the other night. Actually, no, it wasn't Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday. It was Saturday. We walked through about 5 or 6 that houses that are building down the street. It's a new addition but again, I don't want to move because just the packing and all that stuff would just be, I don't want to go through that hassle again. and she's got the kitchen tore up, putting a double oven in right now, and so when we get all that done, hopefully she'll be done with it. Well, she wants to brick one of the walls in the kitchen. I don't know why she wants to do that, but, it's just but anyway, I was talking about accumulating junk, and our attic is full of junk, and it's just amazing how much the closet's got shit in it and all that stuff, and it's just, well, you guys are in an apartment, you probably have a storage facility, don't you, just full of stuff? I mean,
Yeah, it's full. And, people say, well, you don't need it, which I suppose we don't. I mean, some of the boys' stuff is still in there, but
yeah,
there are things, like for Christmas and stuff like that, that we'd sure like to have to be able to put up
sure.
again. So, yeah, but
You said,
we'll weed through that too.
Jacob and Becca's coming, what, in a couple weeks?
Yeah, yeah, they're coming. Becca and Link are coming the 16th. I've got to pick them up at O'Hare, and then she's going to go see her family for a week, maybe a week, and then Jacob's flying in the last week of July, and they'll stay till the 6th of August. Yep.
Okay, that'd be good.
Yeah. I don't think we've all been together for a couple years, so it'd be nice.
So you're picking her up at, O'Hare, then is she gonna rent a car to go to see her or how's that gonna work? To go see her family?
Yeah. She's going to
Oh,
rent a
okay.
car. I said I'd haul them, but I guess she wants a car just to have that flexibility.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that'll be good. But you're going over there this coming week, right? You haven't been over for a while, right?
Yeah. We were last there in what, March, I think? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
you were o
So,
yeah, I think you yeah, yeah.
yeah. So it's
Now are
just
you
me and my
flying you're flying over a military plane? Is that how you're flying
no,
over? You f
no,
No?
no, I'm
Oh.
flying Delta. Yep. So
Oh, okay.
I'll go from Appleton to
Minneapolis
no,
or
Appleton
Detroit?
to Detroit and Detroit to Amsterdam and then down to Stuttgart. Yep.
Okay, okay. You wanna talk about the 50th state.
Yeah, so the end of August, we're heading out to Oregon. Jill and I have one state left to visit, and it's Oregon. We're going to go out with some friends and who have been there before, the Fries, and check our 50th state. So we're going to spend about 8 days out there. We just booked the flights and the Airbnbs the other night, and we're going to see the redwoods and Crater Lake and the ocean and so on and so forth. So kind of excited that this will be the final state for Jill and me, and it'll be the 50th, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, beautiful state. It's a beautiful state. We did that a couple years ago. Went to Alaska because I had never been there, and that was my 50th state. But I spent a lot of time in Oregon. I'll never forget. I think she was really young, but anyway, Penny booked us at that time it was a condo in Bend, Oregon, and it was in the middle of the desert. I had no idea there was desert in Oregon, but there is. It was in the summertime. And during the day, the heat index had to be 120. And so the place we were staying had no air conditioning. The condo had no air conditioning. So we'd go to the mall, we'd go to a movie just to find anything that had air conditioning, during the day. And then at night it'd get down to like 45. I mean, just crazy cold. And but anyway, we went to Crater Lake. That's when Free Willy, the whale, was at the Oregon aquarium on the Pacific Ocean. And so we drove from Bend over to Newport, I think it was, and we went past Crater Lake, and it was just amazing to see all the lava fields. And it's just, you don't realize that that stuff is there. And then my first time I ever went to Oregon for business, I flew into Portland. I had no idea where I was going, and I had to go to Brookings, Oregon. So I get to rent a car, and again, I should have looked before I ever did it, but I get the rental car and I said, "What's the best way to get to Brookings?" He said, "Brookings? You're driving to Brookings?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Son," he said, "you've got about a 7-hour drive." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, it's down in the far southwestern corner of Oregon, right on the California border." And I said, "Oh my good." Anyway, I rented a car. I drove all the way down the Pacific Ocean. Oh, what a beautiful drive it was. It's just
Yeah.
unbelievable. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. And I always said when I retired, it's not going to happen, but Brookings, Oregon is a beautiful spot there in Oregon. But
Yep. We're
it's
heading
a beautiful
there.
state. It's a beautiful state. The Mount Hood is a big mountain there, and it's beautiful. You guys will have a good time. I'm glad to hear the Friars are going. It's good for We've talked about that before. I think it's good for them to get away and travel, and that'll be
Yep.
fun. You guys have a
Yeah,
good time.
definitely. Yep.
Like I said, we looked at a condo today. We went through and this HOA thing just drives me nuts. I don't. We pay one here. We pay $600 a year here, and they mow the commons, and we use the pool, and that's it. That's all we get for $600. But not bad compared to this condo we looked at today. They just raised their HOA, and it went up to $507 a month.
Jesus. A
And this
month?
thing was a month. It was built in 1973. I mean, it's completely renovated, but they got a pool, they got a basketball court. What'd she say? They got a garden where you could plant a garden if you want a garden, and they have a boat dock, which the $6,000 you'd pay a year is for the boat dock. There's no doubt about that. But I guess if you don't like where we live now, if you don't pay your HOAs, they can put a lien against your house, and I didn't know that, but it's just crazy that. So I'm trying to figure, there's like 200 houses in here at $600 a year. I mean, we're talking about a lot of money, and I know they have to maintain the pool and that stuff, but it just kind of just drives me nuts at that. And so one reason to move would be so we wouldn't have to pay HOA. But if we're going to move anywhere that they're going to mow the yard and take care of the snow and all that stuff, then you're probably going to have to pay HOA. But it's just crazy how these people get that kind of thing, and it's just a pet peeve of mine today. It just drives me nuts. But and I want to talk about getting old. It's just crazy. But again, it beats the alternative. Somebody told me the other day. At least you're breathing and you can get or move around and stuff. But there's just a lot of aches and pains. It's nuts. I had to work at the hotel this morning, and I got up at 3:30 to go to work. I had to be there early for breakfast, but and then I got home. I could hardly move. It's just, and I know I'm not in the best shape in the world, but uh, I did get out on my bike the other day. It's an electric bike, but it's pedal assisted, so you have to keep pedaling. It's not, but it really helps going up and down hills. But we got Ayla new electric scooter, and the fastest I've had my electric bike is 15 miles an hour. I don't really want to go any faster than that. And her scooter will go 19 miles an hour. So she's on her scooter passing me on my bike. And so we took about a 4 mile ride the other day. But uh, then I suffered when I got off the bike because I mean, I just, and I keep telling myself, it's go work out. And no, my legs hurt. Oh, I can't work out today. I mean, I admire you. You're disciplined to work out every day. It's just fantastic that you do that. But another thing about getting old, we went to the farmer's market a couple of weeks ago, and we're walking around the farmer's market, and this lady had a booth, and her and her husband, actually, they own a chiropractic place. So she wanted to check my spine, and she checked it, and she said, come in for a consultation, and we'll give you a treatment and the X-ray. And it's $35. I thought, okay, I'll do that. So it's not a big deal. So I went down, got a treatment, and then I went back this past week, and he gave me another treatment. Then he went over the plan, though, what the plan course of action is to stuff. So he had it all on paper, and all this stuff. And so I had already talked to Medicare into my Medicare supplement before I went. And they will only cover the treatment, the spinal treatment that he gives you. They won't, in nothing else. They won't cover anything else. So, but they'll cover 80% of that. So anyway, this paper he gave me, and I brought it home, and I haven't even talked to Penny about it yet. But anyway, his 20 treatments over the next 4 months will cost me out of pocket $1,000, $1,065. Well, so I went back through there, and he's got Medicare paying 60%, and Medicare will pay 80%. I mean, why say that when I know it's 80%? It just drives me nuts why they would do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to do that. I mean, I'm going to talk to the guy. I'm going to go back and say, look, here's the deal. I know they pay 80%. If you let them pay 80%, I might do this, but why do people do that? I just drives me nuts that they do that. And he said he's been in business 11 years. I mean, if he's frauding Medicare,
Yeah.
then hell, yeah, no wonder he's been in business for so long. I mean, it's just, and that's on a small scale. Can you imagine what these states are doing?
Yep. I know a chiropractor who, when he worked for a company, I'm not going to mention any names, when he worked for a company, everything had to be run through the insurance. And so I went there once and my bill was 200 and like $39
Once, you went once.
once. Now he has his own business, does not utilize any insurance, and your fee for going to the chiropractor is $37
So you don't take any insurance if it's just $37 straight up.
straight up.
I bet he's got so many patients he can't keep up with them.
Making a mint. And just
But
so
yeah,
that's why every time you drive past an insurance company, their buildings are Taj Mahals. I mean,
right.
it's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's just it's nuts. Just
Yeah.
right. It's crazy. Don't
But
ever get old.
but Tommy, one thing that people do, and I'm not a fitness expert, is when they have the aches and pains, they think the best thing they can do is sit and let those aches and pains go away. That's
Yeah,
the
that's not
worst
true.
thing.
No. Yeah, it
That's the
is. I
worst thing
agree with
people
you.
can do.
Yeah.
Yep. They've got to
Yeah, it is.
stretch and walk. We were at a celebration of life yesterday, and one of Jill's uncles, yes, uncle, is 86 years old, and Jill's mom is 86 years old. And this guy walks every day. You know him, Dale Haney, walks
Yeah.
every day. He looks and acts like he's 50 years old. He is so mobile, so his mind is completely there. He's it's just unbelievable. And then I am busting my ass to pull Janet through the cemetery in her wheelchair because she can't walk. They're the same age. And I know bodies are different, but
Yeah.
this guy has really, really taken, and he's 86 and looks absolutely amazing. So,
Uh
yeah, he's
yeah,
moving.
it's and the older you get with Medicare, I can go to the workout place free of charge. There's no charge. It's just a matter of
Mhm.
going and making yourself go and you say, "Well, it's warm. I'm going to ride my bike every day." Well, last week I rode it about 3 times, but I probably should ride it every day, but you're right. You got to move. You can't. That's like lady at the hotel today says, "What? You'll be 75 years old. Why are you working?" I said, you got to do something. You can't just sit around all the time and not do anything. You got to do something. I mean, you got to move around. So it's all right. I want to talk about one of our sponsors down in Marble Hill, Georgia, Antiques and Botanicals. 11268 Highway 53 East in Marble Hill, Georgia. That phone number is 770-893-1494. If you're into antiques, unique items, beautiful bouquets, and plants, then Antiques and Botanicals is your place. Take a drive onto the beautiful mountains north of Atlanta, the southern part of the Smokies, south of Chattanooga, and enjoy a day of uniqueness and thoroughly a pleasure. That's Jay and Barb Grimes, Antiques and Botanicals in Marble Hill, Georgia. Go in your website, go in your browser, type in Antiques and Botanicals. There'll be pictures there, and you can just stroll through them, and it's really nice that what they do and some of the items they have, and it's just some of the uniqueness that they have there. So I'm going to bring back one of our segments called Bigg's Bourbon Basement, and I think I've talked about it before. We've got a bourbon cabinet here that Penny put together, and we got a lot of bourbon in there, and every night we do a shot of bourbon, and usually it's a different one every time. Tonight I'm going to talk about Eagle Rare. Got the bottle here. It's 10-year Eagle Rare. It's a nice bottle of bourbon here, big, tall, bottle. 10-year Eagle Rare. It's made by Buffalo Trace, the same one that does Pappy Van Winkle nose and Eagle Trace. I've talked before about the rack house they have and 28 racks that they have, and they bring it down every year. And Eagle Rare is one of those they pull out close to the bottom. And every barrel of Eagle Rare is discriminately, I'm sorry, selected to offer consistent flavor, but with a seemingly individual personality. This here you taste a little bit of toffee, orange peel, and toasted oak. It's amazing that the flavors you get out of those barrels after they sit in there for 10 years. And they have won the double gold Eagle Award 5 times. Eagle Rare has. That's given out by the Bourbon Association, and all their whiskey is single barrels. They have 10-year, 17-year, 20-year, and 25-year. 10 years easy to find. The 17, 20, and 25 years very tough to find. A lot of collectors have that, but it's very tough to find. This is 90 proof, And I enjoy 90 proof. You can sip 90 proof bourbon. If you get up to, we had 100 proof last night. It wasn't bad. We had an old Fitzgerald last night. It was 90 proof or 100 proof, and Penny had bought it. It was on sale, so she had bought it, and so we. But again, that's Eagle Rare, Buffalo Trace bourbon. Like I said, that's we enjoy bourbon, and we plan on going down to back to the Bourbon Trail this fall sometime. So we'll see that. All in the family. You all want to talk a little bit about family here. Mike could talk about Jacob and Becca coming. We got Father's Day coming up a week from today, actually. Will be Father's Day, and we both are very proud to be fathers. And I saw a thing. I almost bought it. It popped up on my phone. It was a coffee mug that said something about the greatest accomplishment of the father is see your son become a father and watch how he reacts as a father. And that is true. My son has is a father, and the way he interacts with his kids and his grandkids, it's just a pleasure to see and makes you feel proud when you see that happening. And it's great to be a father. I got 3 children: Angie, Rachel, and Michael. Michael being my old. And you got 2 sons. There's just something about a son, and my daughters listen to this, and I don't mean to upset them, but he was the firstborn, and he was a son, and there's just something about between a father and a son that there's just a bond there that's pretty unique. Not that there's not with a girl, but there just seems to be with a son. It's very unique, and I wanted to mention that with Father's Day coming up. And I know my daughter Angie, who is the planner of the family, has got something planned over at Mike's house, my son's house, for Father's Day. So I look forward to that. And will you be back next Sunday, Mike, or not? You won't be back. You still be in Germany.
No, I'll be in Germany till the following Tuesday. So
Oh, okay, okay. So you'll
yeah,
be over there for
yeah,
Father's Day. That'd be nice. That'd be fun. That'd
yeah,
be good.
yep, yep. And I got to mention Sam. I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but Holland, his daughter, FaceTimes about every night. And one day last week, I was so proud of him because she wanted him to sing with her while we were watching. And, he was kind of reluctant at first. And then he stepped in and was singing one of those Disney songs.
Yeah.
And, and then Jake has been taking Link up the hill where they live and doing batting practice. And just am so proud of both of them as fathers. They are wonderful sons. So,
That's pretty cool that you're doing batting practice in Germany. You wouldn't think about
yeah.
baseball in Germany, but I imagine they probably have Little League over there and everything, like, don't they? They just have like that too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And what's cool is, it's like in the high school last year, we were over there picking up Link at school, and the football players on Wednesday were leaving. And it's like, where are they going? And Jacob was telling me, well, they're playing in Vincenza, Italy. So they've got to hop on a bus and go down to Italy, stay the night and then play Friday and then probably head back Saturday. It's just crazy how they
Huh.
have to do it over there. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
How far a drive would that be? Would that be 3 or 4 hours or
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Probably through the mountains. Probably, oh, God, maybe longer than that. 6, 7, maybe.
really? No kidding.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. I mean, I'm sure football's not as big over there as it is here, but that's good, great to hear that they do play football over there. I mean, it's uh, and again, you know what, you've traveled Europe a lot. I haven't done that much, but when you see that stuff happen over there, we don't even realize that stuff goes on over there. We don't realize they play baseball. And of course, basketball's huge in Europe. I mean, a lot of players from here go over and play basketball in Europe. It's just, they have the same sports that we have, I'm sure. So,
Yeah.
our last
Yep.
sponsor today, not our last sponsor, but another sponsor that we have is Erica's Place, Cicero in Noblesville. She's celebrating 15 years in business. I wanted to mention she is this week is giving away prizes to customer. The first prize drawings went to Scott Hackler, Jason Kosand, and Chad Galloway. Won prizes this week, and I don't know if I think they're gift cards and free meals and all that stuff, but there'll be more surprises and customer appreciation. She's going to have this little thing where you can come in and meet the employees, and she treats her employees right. She this past week she was in Michigan with 2 of her employees, and of course one of them's going to be her future daughter-in-law. But she takes them places like that. They'll go to Nashville for a weekend, and they just they do a lot of things as a team. And there's been a lot of girls there that's been with her for a long time. So it's just a great place to eat. It's just down home family cooking. Daily specials, senior menu. Again, they're open, and I've been telling the hours wrong. They're 6 a.m. to 2 till 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday, but on Sunday they don't open until 7. So they're open 7 a.m. till 2 p.m. So I've been saying 6 a.m., but they don't open until 7 on Sunday. But just a great place to eat. They got great food. They got a good menu. You can get breakfast all day, but just a great place to eat, and try to visit them during this 15-year celebration. So congratulations to them for being around that long and maintaining the integrity of the food that they do. So
Well, you may have had the hours wrong, Tommy, but people are probably just lined up to get in anyway, so no
on
problem.
Sundays, so every time we've gone by there on a Sunday, you have to wait to get in. It's just crazy. After church, people just flock in there. It's just, and like I said, it's never, and she gives you too much food. That's another thing. We went to lunch Friday. I go to lunch on Fridays with a group of friends of mine, and I think everybody got a box to take home. These restaurants just give too much food. It's just amazing how much food they give you. And I know the prices have gone up and stuff, but when Penny and I go out, we usually always bring back a box and that Penny takes to lunch the next day, or I can grab for lunch the next day. But I'm just amazed at the amount of food that these people give you. And then over in Europe, you go and you get, well, it depends where you go, but a lot of places, like you go to France, you don't get hardly anything at all, but you're full when you get done eating. So it's kind of crazy. But uh, well, that does it for a 26 podcast here, Colonel. I don't know. We haven't talked about numbers lately. I'm sure we're not tearing the world on fire, but I don't know.
I
Oh,
can
I did want to
I can
mention
look real quick.
you'd sent me a text that we got a listener in Japan.
We did. So I can give you a few numbers here. We went up. We have 70 followers, and we have 1,326 all-time plays and downloads. Now, in the last 31 days, the plays and downloads, it says it's 81, and we're up 138% for some reason. And the consumption time the last 30 days is 22. I'm assuming hours, and we're up 810% with that. And yeah, like you said, Tommy, here it loads. We have listeners, and I guess it gives the breakdown. It looks like a lot of listeners have gone back to our previous episodes from, like just going back to, probably our 10th, 15th episode, and those numbers are way up. So some people must be going back to look. We've got 63% males, 30%, 31% females, 6% non-specified. It looks like the range of our listeners goes from 17 all the way up to 60 plus, with our biggest listening audience being the 28 to 34 range, and then 60 plus range. And yeah, we've got 99% of our listeners in the United States. We've got 0.5% of people in Germany, and there's somebody in Japan that just started following us. So it's crazy. And then Brazil. We also have Brazil too. So kind of fun.
That was low. That was Yao Hung Low over in Japan to start listening to us. Hey, I put some
Uh,
posters up at Erica's, both their restaurants, on their bulletin board, and then I sent some to my buddy down there at Antiques and Botanicals, Jay, and I'm sure he probably put them up because he's a diehard listener. Every time he always gives me a thumbs up from the podcast, and he's always good. It's one of those things, and you and I talk about. I love doing this because we get to talk to each other every week, and normally, if that didn't happen, we might talk once a month. But Jay is one of the guys on my list that I want to call, and it's just you keep putting it off, and you find stuff to do, and you don't do it and don't do it. But I would love to call him and talk to him. I haven't talked to him in years, but he listens consistently and very every week, and like I said, gives a thumbs up, and that's one of the reasons we got them as a sponsor. I think we're going to have to start going to these sponsors maybe and asking for $1,000 a piece to see if we can't get some money. We're not in it for the
we can
money.
get a
We're
better
not in it for the
platform.
money. If yeah, if we were, yeah, yeah, it would be nice to be able to afford a producer, maybe and what I was thinking, Mike, I was thinking I ought to just go to the local high school here and see if there's a kid that wants to do it. I mean, just and he probably would. Some of these kids at the computer they have and stuff, I mean, he might, but I don't know how we would do it with you there and me here. I mean, there's got to be a way that we could, but because I know you after we get off of here, you spend an hour or so every time getting the thing ready to put on YouTube and Spotify, but and cuss and scream and throw shit and stuff every time you do it, I'm sure. But uh, that's the one thing I say. I don't care about making any money. It would be nice someday to be able to, not have to worry about that stuff. Somebody take care of it for us. So it's,
Yep. Yep.
I'm still hoping Sirius Radio calls us and says, "Hey, we're ready for you guys to come on." So,
It's been
hell,
done
I would even
before.
do I would even do a midnight to 3 show. Hell, it's all right. I'd stay up and
Yeah.
do that to people. All
Yep.
those truck drivers listening as
Absolutely.
they drive down the road. But it's fun. I enjoy doing it. I look forward to it every week. And when we don't do it for that time, we didn't do it for 3 or 4 weeks. I kind of miss doing it, but it's fun to do. And we do have our technical difficulties because number one, I don't know anything about technology. That's for damn sure. But we
It's something
appreciate
new
you
every week.
listening who are listening. And if you are listening, please let your friends and family know about it. Sounds like we got some people that do listen on a consistent basis and follow us. And I'm glad to hear that maybe some of those people that's going back and seeing previous episodes finally saw us and they're going to say, "Hey, I'm going to catch up and see what's going on." So
Yeah, exactly.
it's great to hear that. So, hey, you have a great trip over to Germany and enjoy Jacob and Becca and Lincoln over there. And we'll talk
We'll
when
talk
you
when I
get
get
back
back.
a week from Tuesday.
Yep.
Maybe we can schedule something that way. Okay.
Sounds
All right,
good.
buddy.
Sounds good.
Take care.
All right, Tommy, take care. Love you. Yep.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Yep.